how do you determine who you work with? A lot of people reach out to you for, for various purposes to work with them, whether it's athletes, leaders, celebrities. Well, how do you know that, at least in the beginning, this is somebody that is intriguing enough for you to work with?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. None of this is by my own conscious decision. So I'm going to speak to you like as if I was outside myself and talking about this, this person over here.
Mm-hmm.
This person over here actually has gotten to where, he's extraordinarily hesitant about taking anybody on anymore. To the point where, it's got to bowl him over to take, and this is not by decision. This was not a decision that was made. It's an internal, there's been an evolution towards that, and that it just like the desire doesn't really exist. So the person really has to be wanting the truth and be sincere and, no excuses and, not, I don't have any money, I don't have time for that crap, right? I mean, or you're either all in or you're not. And, if money is your excuse, people have come who didn't have any money, but they found the money. And believe me, that's the whole other podcast. But if you want to get somewhere, then believe me, you'll do whatever you have to do. And actually, the person who's willing to do that is the person that you want, because that guy is actually very sincere. So the desire really isn't there that much. But when you see it, it kind of restores your sort of, joy a little bit. We say, oh, that would be a very interesting exploration with this individual, because, well, he's one of the rare ones.
Mm-hmm. So can you just stay outside yourself for one real quick moment, and we'll end here? Can we go back to the question I asked you? If you were not yourself, how would you read your discourses, and how would you read the things that you publish?
I can only guess. And I would imagine that it is something that it would depend upon my DNA. If my DNA was societal and common and of the norm, then I would look at it and say, this is out the window. This is crazy stuff. I'm not going to read this. Okay. If my DNA was, had a bent of seeking somewhat truth, or was amenable to it, or was sensitive to that possibility, then I would look at it and say, there might be something here, because something actually resonates with me, and I can't really tell you what it is, but it kind of speaks something to me that, no one else is saying. So I might say that. And I don't in any way want to tell you that anything that I write is good or I'm doing anything beneficial. I don't want to go there. I'm just.
But I do.
Just helps,
I do. So like when you read something that intrigues you, do you take notes?
Um.
Do you write like in the book? Do you like highlight in the book, or is that do you do any of that, or do you just read and put it down?
No, yeah. If there is, I very rarely read books, but I used to a lot. But so once again, I think a very important thing to understand here, Mo, is that if I say that I do something, it's almost like I'm making a decision to do it. That doesn't mean anything.
I get it.
Okay.
100%.
So what I will say, I'll look back on myself and what I find this person doing. I will say that the most genuine thing that he does that I can see is that if there's something that really resonates, he will write it like verbatim in order to explore and to understand. Take a shower, go sit down, rub his hands together, and can't wait to dive into it to learn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I will say.
Yeah, well, see, it's no different to me than some of us watching a great athlete and, watching Tiger Woods approach that 18th green and say, you know what, just the presence that he brings to it is different than a lot of other people, and that just kind of sticks in the back of your mind. So at least it's good for some of us to know how you would approach it.
I don't know why it would be. I mean, I don't even care how I approach it. So because I don't approach it, nothing that I say is by volition. So I'm not even doing it by volition. So why should somebody else?
Well, 26 of us, we appreciate that.